You feel like popping in a movie or something?
Fuck it, I'm here.
Okay. I just happen to have this movie in my hand. Do you want to watch this one?
Burial Ground?
It's called Burial Ground.
Burial Ground.
The Nights of Terror. Terror?
Is that a Dustin Ferguson film?
No. When the moon turns red as opposed to hitting the sky. When the moon turns red, the dead shall rise. Ever heard of it?
No.
Me neither. There's lots of words on the back. For years, Burial Ground Night's Terror has only been available in a cropped, murky transfer. For the first time, the film's ever-growing audience will see every gory detail in a new widescreen, anamorphic, and digitally remastered edition that is sure to attract a new legion of horror-crazed fans and solidify the film's reputation as the next Rocky Horror Picture Show. We'll find out.
I'm excited.
That long drawn out sigh does not resemble excitement, but I'll take your word for that. So there it is. Well, check this out. Burial Ground Nights of Terror, and I'm gonna drink a beer. Mother Earth Brewing Company. This is called
Thank God for beer.
Cali Creamin' Vanilla Cream Ale.
Ugh.
Look at right here.
Ugh. Let's go get some St. Ides.
That's really fucking good.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Like a cream soda?
Well, it's carbonated like a beer. It's not really bubbly or anything. But it's an ale. And it's kind of like, you know, like an Irish cream ale, but a hint of vanilla in it.
Before we start this movie review, that movie,
I like that.
that me and the Wet One and several other Wet Movie crew members in the nightclub scenes in the movie called Adverse is now coming to theaters February 12th.
That's badass.
And you can now pre-order a DVD that will be released March 9th that you can purchase on Amazon.com for less than $15. It's a Lionsgate film.
That's fucking nice. You're gonna be in a Lionsgate film.
Fucking decent. All 3 trailers that have been put out, I'm in every single one.
I don't mean to brag, but I was in a Dustin Ferguson.
But I'm a background actor.
I was in a Dustin Ferguson movie. I don't mean to brag.
Yeah, I could have been in one. That beach whatever one.
Oh God.
But, you know, when he was filming at Renee's place, you know, if you want him to film, you can just stand in the background right here if you want. I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah. So Adverse with who's in it again? Lots of people.
The main big actor is Mickey Rourke.
Is Emilio in it?
Lou Diamond Phillips is in it.
Lou Diamond Phillips, that's what I was saying.
Sean Astin, Goonies, Lord of the Rings, Rudy's. And the person that I got to do scenes with, Thomas Ian Nicholas from American Pie, We Did It Here.
Decent.
Yeah.
Decent. That's fucking awesome, man.
Yeah, that was a fun time.
That's really fucking cool.
If you watch the movie, you'll see this fat fuck getting his groove on, dancing and shit in the nightclub.
You getting your boogie on?
Yeah.
Get your boogie on.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. That's fucking cool. February 12th.
February 12th in theaters.
You guys are going to have to look, check out your local list and see if the theaters near you are open and, if it's...
If there isn't any theaters that has it, then pre-order. Amazon.
March 9th.
I think it's like $14.86, something like that.
Not bad. And so if they pre-order it, it's just going to be mailed to them when it's released, right?
Yeah, it should be
pre-order
on
it, forget about it, and magically it'll show up at your door one day.
Yep.
You'll be fucking happy. It's fucking awesome. Yeah. Fucking check that out. And while you're at it, give this video a thumbs up if you would. Make sure to let us know how awesome we are and how much you guys love watching us get drunk talking about lame movies. So this movie here we're going to watch, Burial Ground, was made in
This movie right here?
This movie right here was made in 1980. So, our scale, we have 0 beers to get through a movie, be the best movie of all time. Going up 1 beer, he takes a little more, 2 beers, like, man, this movie's getting kind of rough, I need a second beer, and then like 6 beers is middle of the road, because like it's on a 12-pack scale. If you have to drink the whole 12-pack to get through the movie, man, you are up in the Fergusphere. You're in the area where the movies are as shitty as Dustin Ferguson and David Sterling. And then right below that, in number 11, you're in the Escamilla category, where you might have like a party night that is a really tragically, lamely, boring, bad acted party. So you don't want to be in the 11 or 12 range. That's worst case scenario. 6 is middle ground. 0 is the best ever. What do you think this movie's going to be? Not knowing anything about it or ever hearing about it, but supposedly it has a cult following, and you could only watch a bad copy of it until it was released on DVD. Well, what do you think?
Apparently it is not rated, so
ooh,
I'm expecting to see some you-know-whats.
Boobies. But also along with not rated usually means not good. So there's that.
So I'm going to guess that this
You gotta remember,
movie,
1980, so the effects aren't going to be as great.
Yeah.
It's not going to be super high def.
And I'm okay with that. I love 80s stuff.
Yes.
I'm going to predict it's going to be an 8.
Ah, damn it, I was going to say that. I'll go with a 9 then. I'll guess a 9.
I do like the cover.
Yeah. And I'm really hoping it has that 80s feel.
2 hours later.
You have an orgasm? Do you need to be alone? Should I leave? I think I should leave.
So, that movie right there is finally over. I'm going to go tell you something about that movie right there.
This movie right here.
That movie right there
has some delicious titties.
So we're going to get right down into the fucking hearty meat of it.
The nitty gritty.
Titties. The nitty titty. The titty gritty.
Yeah.
The gritty titty. This movie was about an hour and a half, a little bit more than an hour and a half long. If they had trimmed out maybe 20 minutes of the zombies walking and got it down to about 70 minutes, I would have loved this a lot better. There was some definite good moments, definite fucking hilarious moments, some gruesome moments, some good effects, some bad effects. There was a lot of long, I understand, maybe Dustin Ferguson is a huge fan of this because a lot of zombies walking for a long time. But there was a lot that they could have trimmed down, just, left the scene and just trim it. But good moments, a lot of good stuff in here that could have made a good film. It was obviously shot, it's like an Italian film.
1981.
Made 1981.
Horror flick.
And horror flick.
Kind of a comedy.
But it...
Foreign film. English dub.
Yeah, they were driving the wrong side of the road. Although
or
unless,
did we drive on the wrong side?
We do drive on the wrong side of the road. But there was parts of it that I really liked. Being 1980, all things considered, it was made in fucking 1980. But there was parts of it that were just fucking long and drawn out and boring. So, that being said, it could have been a lot better with editing. I'm wondering, and I didn't look at it, but maybe sometimes a director, when they make a movie, it's their baby and they have a hard time. I think Kevin Smith talks about this time where, you gotta fucking, as a director, you gotta be able to throw out some of your footage, even if you love it. That's why, as a director, you want somebody else to edit it so they can get rid of the filler stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's a video where Kevin Smith talks about that. So, but anyways, Burial Ground, it wasn't a bad movie. It was just long and drawn out. There was definitely parts that could have been trimmed down. That's my thought. What do you think? What do you got to say about this here movie?
I actually enjoyed it. I mean, being from the 80s, big fan of the 80s, love zombie type movies, which this definitely was a zombie movie, and
it was.
Why they all of a sudden came up out of the ground and started attacking people at this big ass fucking mansion, I don't know.
Yeah, well, no, they went into that at the beginning. They did give us something into that because there was like, I don't know if he was an archaeologist or what, but I was drinking beer, so I don't really remember. But there was a guy at the beginning, and he was like digging and stuff, and he kind of like caused the zombies to come up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's why it started. But so this was very different compared to other zombie movies, where a lot of zombies would just kind of get up, and all they care about is, in general, if you think of zombies, what do they want? They want to eat. They want your blood. They want to eat human flesh. These zombies went and got themselves weapons. Some of them were like monks, or whatever. And so these zombies had agendas. They weren't just going to eat. They were going to beat you up and kind of, they could still think. So that was a little different. But, I think what we associate zombies, or what we think of when we think of zombies, what we think they should be, has kind of gone down one wormhole where, even, Walking Dead, Z Nation, all that. Zombies, they want to eat you, and then once they bite you or eat you, you become a zombie kind of thing. So way back when, obviously zombies, when the first zombie movie came out, in the 50s or something like that, you could have gone different directions. It was still, up for interpretation. And so I think that's kind of where the zombies were a little bit different. I didn't care for it, but that's maybe because I'm trained to associate zombies with brain dead people that just want to eat flesh.
Brains.
So, but these zombies they shot a stake through a chick's hand, and she was stuck, and they plotted against the living. So that was kind of weird. And then they had weapons. They all marched together. We were waiting for Michael Jackson to come out and start singing to him, but they didn't.
What was really weird was that weirdo alien kid that was in this film.
Yes.
That guy was so weird. Like, he's playing a kid, but man, I swear the dude's at least 30.
Yeah, he was. He was supposed to, because she kept calling him her baby or whatever. But the guy, he was somewhere between 30 and 65. Somewhere in that range. And he was very weird looking. If you know who Del Akiki is, if you don't know who Del Akiki is,
I know who Del Akiki is.
I know you do, because he was at your mom's funeral. Fucking blew my mind, man.
My mom worked with him.
It's fucking so crazy.
And the funny thing is, after the funeral, my dad was like, who was that guy? Where do I know him from?
Oh, I knew him the second he walked in. I was fucking mind blown.
Yeah.
The guy looks like a retarded Richard Simmons. Because he had that poofy hair.
I feel bad for that guy, because he got accused for child molestation and stuff.
Yes, we'll get on the tangent here for just a second so you guys understand. Del Akiki in San Diego, way back, I think it was in the 80s, right? Or 90s?
No, it was early 90s.
Okay, it's sometime in the 90s. He was accused, he worked at a daycare center. Yeah. He was accused of molesting children because he was weird looking. He was handicapped of some form.
Yeah.
And so people just blamed the kids, molestation on him.
But he was presumed innocent. He didn't do no wrong.
And no, he didn't.
And he was awarded several $1 million.
Yes, he was.
That motherfucker went on vacation.
Yeah, and rightfully so.
Yeah.
Because he didn't do anything wrong, and because he looked different.
He was a good guy. My mom always said he was a very nice guy.
Yeah. And that was very cool. I mean, to me, when he walked in, because I had no idea going. And then
I had forgotten all about him working with my mom.
And then all of a sudden, fucking Del Akiki walks into your mom's funeral. My head is just like... Yeah. But this kid looked like a young Del Akiki.
Yeah, he did.
Or he looked like a young... If Del Akiki and Rachel Dratch, well, that's her name, right? Rachel Dratch from SNL. If they had a kid, kind of looked like this guy. And who was the other one you said from Kids in the Hall?
Oh, God, I forgot.
The guy from Kids in the Hall kind of looked like... Yeah. Rachel Dratch and the guy from Kids in the Hall had a love child. That's what he would look like.
Yeah.
So this dude was very weird looking. But he was no baby by any means. He was like an old, creepy man.
The biggest shock, or spoiler alert, if you haven't seen this movie yet, was when he went to go see his mama. And all of a sudden, he told his mom about how he was affectionate towards her and needed to touch her.
He said, and I quote, No, I can't quote because I'm kind of drunk. But he told his mom that he loved her breasts.
Can you blame him? I can't. They were pretty nice.
This supposedly little kid pulled his mom's boob out.
Yeah.
And then went under her dress and tried to finger her. And the mom kind of went along with this long enough for him to get almost like...
Penetration? Penetration?
And then she kind of slapped him. He left. And...
well, before he left, he was like, I spent 9 months inside you, and I've been spending the rest of my life trying to get right back in. When it comes down to it...
Later in the movie, no spoiler alerts, but later in the movie...
They all die.
The son, the weird little kid, his name is Michael. Later in the movie, I'm just going to tell you this right now. Later in the movie, he get a titty snack.
Michael!
He get a little titty snack.
Later in the movie. We saw that coming from a mile away.
Oh, yeah. He stepped into that slim tit. Oh, yeah.
Apparently that nipple was delicious.
So... Anyways, I think we should get into rating this unless you got anything else you want to
So basically about? The movie ended pretty much everybody...
That's fucking rude to fucking drop them BAM! Spoiler bomb like that.
Fuck them.
To quote Fluffy Gamer... No.
So, at the beginning of this Drunken movie... review, we guesstimated. I think I guessed it was going to be an 8.
You guessed it was going to be an 8.
Yeah.
And then because you took my 8, I went with 9.
I'm gonna stick with my 8.
You know what? I in addition to flexing my fucking triceps right here. See my God. Vegas right now. I'm going to give it an 8 also. I'm going to give it an 8. So, to me, the movie had disadvantages being made. It was a long time ago. The effects, could only be so good.
I wouldn't call that a disadvantage.
Well, no, I mean, compared to now, they could do much better effects because technology is better. So they had the disadvantage over more recent movies. But
I prefer actual props and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, no, physical effects are much better than digital. Yes, but here's the problem. So when you have that disadvantage of you're doing physical effects, you should take that into consideration. They had some really extreme close-ups in here where you could see fake the teeth that were on the zombies, but then you could see the actors' lips behind the teeth, and that was kind of nice. And then the sunken-in eyeballs were supposed to be missing, and then you could see the eyelids in there and stuff. So there was that. But my biggest problem with this movie was how much it dragged. If I could have watched this movie like a YouTube video where I could have gone let's watch it in 1.5 or 1.75 speed or even 2.0 instead of an hour and a half and watched it in an hour, I would have been much happier. So that's why I'm at an 8. Other than that, you had a lot of blood, you had guts, you had gore, you had zombies.
This movie had me
boobies.
at boobies.
It had a lot of different things that you definitely need, and I would have maybe been right at middle of the road 6 if it had just sped up a little bit.
This movie would have been something that like when my mom would take me and my brother and my sister to the drive-in theater and we would watch the main feature. This movie would have been the second movie to watch.
The B movie.
The B movie. Yeah. And me and my brother, we usually enjoy these kind of movies.
Yeah, it was definitely good and cheesy and accompanied by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 beers. Yeah, it was pretty good. This movie right here, we both rated an 8. 8. It is an old movie.
Ocho.
Burial Ground. The Nights of Terror. It's an Italian film made in 1981. It was not that bad. I wouldn't be mad if I picked it up for $1, $2, $3, something like that. So, it's not one that I'm going to take out to the shooting range and put a bullet through.
Yeah.
I'll probably put it back on my shelf and maybe someday down the road.
Watch it again.
Watch it again, yeah.
Watch them movies again.
So,
So until next time, we'll see you motherfuckers
motherfuckers?
later. And fuck you, Dustin.